Hi guys, slightly different video today. I'm going to take you somewhere where you might not want to go, but I'm going to take you deep inside this head of mine. I'm going to play a few holes at Bondhay Golf Club, talk through my thought processes on the golf course, what I'm thinking as I'm playing, and show how I try and play scratch level golf whilst I don't get much time to practice. So if you want to see what really goes on inside this head of mine, let's go play some golf. Right guys, so opening hole, tough par 4, 410 yards, winds howling off the right, slightly into, bunker on the left is 250, got my 21 degree iron, just keep something in play, aim down the right, let the wind do its thing. Caught it okay, a little bit spinny, so I lost a little bit of difference, but we're in play off the first tee. Let's go. Middle of the fairway, fine. As I said, lost quite a bit of distance with that slight spinny strike. 225 to the pin, again, 21 degree, utility iron. I'm aiming up the right. The wind is gonna bring it in from the right. Don't think it can reach, just wanna put a good strike on it. Try and keep it under the trees if we can. Struck this one really well. It's trying its best to get up there. Did well to find the front of the green. Always like to pace my putts out so I know how far it is. This is 20 yards, so 60 feet. It's playing uphill. The greens have just gone under a big winter maintenance, so they'll come good in 2-3 weeks. But today they're a little bit bobbly, so I'm going to have to equate into that. Give it a little bit harder strike. Also, it's playing uphill, so I'm playing this as around a 70-foot putt. Just want to make a good strike on it. It's the first putt of the day. Not too bad a strike. See, it's bobbling it a bit, so it's left me with a little bit of work to do. So a little testy 4-5 putt for par. I use my own little version of the aim point. I worked out the slopes roughly myself, so this is around 1%, not much in it. With the greens being how they are, I just want to hit this firm, not give it much chance to go offline. I use the line when I'm actually playing and scoring. When I'm filming, I don't have the time, so I tend to not use the line, but it definitely helps on the closer putts. But not much in this, don't give the hole away. Can we make par? Had a look, take a par, always on that first hole. Tough opening hole, especially into 30-mile-an-hour winds. Right, hole 2, 170 yards pin, but again playing into the wind, so I'm allowing 20% for the wind. So a 205, that's my stock 6 iron, but I want to keep this under the tree, so I'm trying to hit a knockdown 5 iron, try and keep this under the trees, holding it up against that wind and just put a good strike on it. It's a good strike, but that wind, as you can see from the trees on the left, is absolutely howling. I think it's just carried to the front edge. Found the green, 13 yards, so 40-foot putt. The pin's in a tough position on the top. I'm just looking to lag this inside the dustbin lid, walk off with a 2-putt. Just needs a good strike on it. That's all I'm thinking over this putt. Strike and distance. Take that for speed. Just making sure, using that line's only 3 foot, but just want to make sure. If I was doing the medal round, definitely take a bit more care. Make sure, no silly mistakes. Don't give no shots back to the course. Another good par on a tough hole into that wind. Right, hole 3, 355 yards, another tight hole. It's the bunker on the left, which is 205 to carry. Again, the wind is helping off the left. The bunker on the far right hand side is 250. My 6 iron is a stock 205, so I'm hitting 6 iron, aiming over the middle of the left bunker, letting the wind bring it back in. Shouldn't reach the bunker at 250, but should easily clear the 205 bunker. don't want to miss this left, so my bailout is on the right hand side. Put a good strike over that bunker as a start line. Struck this really well, straight over the middle of the bunker, just peeling back. Cleared the bunker by 20-25 yards on the left. Didn't actually bring it back with the wind into play, so I'm slightly blocked out by the trees on the left because the pin is on the back left. But I don't want to make any silly numbers. I've got 130 yards. I'm actually going to try and play a little draw, knock down with my 50 degree to keep it under the wind slightly, but also hold it up against the wind, as if I go down the left, I'm bringing those trees and I'm trying to take the bogeys, the double bogeys off the card. So anywhere here, middle of the green, can we just hit a little knockdown, draw hook, 50 degree, hold it against that wind. Struck it really nice, tried to draw a yard, but then the wind is pushing it back, and I think it's finished right of pin. Right, take that shot, 6 yards, 18 feet. Always repair the pitch marks. So first look at birdie, get a feel again. Slight aim point. Got this at 1%, not much in this. Allowing for the wind also, which is coming hard from the left. Give it a chance. I'm actually using a line on the ball from this distance. Again, just concentrating on my start line, controlling distance, and put a good roll on it. And it's not moved somehow with the wind and the slope. But stress-free part, stays level part. Hole 4, 340 yards, big dog leg right. When it's downwind, I sometimes take the driver. I actually hit the front of the green only 2 weeks ago. Really concentrate at the moment on my start points. I choose an object in the far distance and I choose a marker around 6-10 inches in front of the ball and make sure I line my body and club face to that just in front of the ball, and then just try and put a stroke on it. But try and really control that start point. Not the best of strikes on there, but shouldn't be in too much danger. Right, just in the semi-rough. Those who've played Bondhay know that means you could be in trouble. So this is where I want to take the big scores off the scorecard. So it's 170 pin. I can't get there. I've got to get under the branch. The wind's howling off the right. I've got to cut this. So I'm hitting a knockdown 7. If I can hit the front bunker on the left-hand side, I'll take my chances at an up and down. Worst case scenario, bogey. I don't want to make double, so no silly mistakes. Nice low shot under the trees there, cutting it against the 30-mile-an-hour wind. Right to left, straight into the bunker. So I take that. Can we get up and down? In the bunker, as I said, wet, compact sand. Here I've got my 50 degree. I want to use the leading edge. I can't use the bounce. It would just bounce up and thin the ball. I've got 50 degree. Use that leading edge. Fly it all the way. It's not going to release up these greens at the moment, so try and release it all the way. Good use of the leading edge. Take that. Can we scramble apart? Very happy with that bunker shot, as I said. As you can see, I dropped down to my 50 degree. Still used with a slightly open face, using that leading edge to fly it all the way instead of just whacking a 58 or 6 degree super hard. Cleaning the ball, using the line on the ball here. Again, I use my putter to check the line on the ball and follow that line with my eye all the way to where it's aiming at. Not much in this. I'm just trying to put a good stroke on it. Again, my setup, I use my right hand to make sure my club face is square to where I'm aiming, and then just commit to put a good stroke on it. Centre cup, very happy with that. Shows keep the big scores off the scorecard. That's how we make scores, guys. Hole 5, good par 5. We're on the front tees, so I've gained about 50 yards. It's 450 yards, but super tight. Wind into off the right. When I'm hitting driver off the tee, I like to swing a few to warm up, to be faster, as we've not hit the driver through the round very often, so it's important to fire up that central nervous system when I'm going to hit the big dog driver. So here again, choosing my target, really concentrating on picking a target. As we say, aim small, miss small. So I've picked my target, the tree in the distance, lined up with a marker 6 inches in front of the ball, set my face and my body up to that on the shot I want to hit. Here I'm looking for quite a neutral ball down the right and just let the wind bring it in. Put a good swing on it. Very happy with that first drive of the day, slightly out of the heel, which negates with the gear effect with the wind off the right. A little bit spinny drive, lost a little bit of distance. We're just in the first cut, but again, branch trouble, winds 30 miles an hour off the right. My start line really wants to be on that tree branch line, but I can't go there. I've got 190 yards, but it's playing more like 230 when adding on the percentages for the miles an hour of the wind. So I'm just trying to hit my 21 degree, cut one in, try and keep it a little bit lower and try and get it up there as close to the green as I can. And avoid the branches. Good strike, little cut ball. Take that. Right, time to test the short game skills. Made it pin high, got a bit of green to work with on here. Nice line in the rough, so I'm going to use my belt buckle release and I'm actually going to allow the toe to feel that it turns over. A little draw release. We're going to fly this almost to the pin as it won't run out too much with the winter maintenance green. So belt buckle release, let the toe release. Very nice soft landing chip. Use the mid part of the bounce. Happy with that. Very happy with that shot and happy with my short game in general right now. Little 3 foot, but a little bit downhill and a little bit of movement in this. So taking a little care again over this, using the line, picking the start line. All I'm focusing on now is putting a stroke and making it start on that start line. Can we get a birdie? Good stroke, centre cup, happy with that birdie. Hole 6, 370 yards, par 4, another tight hole, winds off the left now, slightly helping. The bunker on the left on this slightly front tee is 230 yards, the bunker on the right is 200. My line is over the left bunker, 230. Here I've got my 24 degree utility iron, which carries around 230, 235 in normal conditions. I pick my target again, 6 to 10 inches. I'm looking for a neutral ball flight. The bailout here is more on the right. Don't want to go left on here. So if I can start it on that bunker on the left, the wind has to bring it from left to right. And we take the front right bunker out of play also. Slightly pushed to the right, but that's the miss on this hole. It would have carried the bunker on the right. Doesn't bring the left bunker into play. Safe, good play. Just pushed over into the right semi-rough, branch trouble again. So I've got 145 yards. It's 20 mile an hour downwind, so I'm going to allow 10%. So it's a 130 shot. I've got to aim just left of these branches in front, as I'm not sure I can get it up high enough, and I don't want to get it super high with where the wind is. So I'm hitting a 130 shot just over the left branch. Hopefully let it just drift in. Let the wind bring it in. Got my start line, just need the wind to kick it in, which it's trying. Right, the wind tried to bring it in, it's just under pin high, but we got 27 feet, roughly 2%. Also, you can see from the flag and the trees in the distance, even though you can't hear it on camera as much, the wind is howling. So I'm allowing for that as well. So it's almost a 3%er with the slope and the wind. Again, shows my start line, just looking to put a stroke on it. Playing this as a 25 foot putt. Take a 2 putt, but a 1 would be a bonus. Come on, it's got to come down. Safe 2 putt, good distance control, good play off the tee. steady par. Hole 7, par 3, 141 yards. Almost identical shot to the previous wedge. So I'm taking what I've learned from that shot on the last hole. Here with the wind, I'm going to play this as 125 yards, trying to keep it below the trees. Anything above these tree line, the wind is just going to take it. So here I'm hitting a knockdown 50 degree, try and keep it below the top level of the trees. Should be around the 125 number. So control the flight. I've moved the ball just a smidge back in the stance. Again, looking for good contact and compress that ball. Let's control that ball flight. Nice knockdown shot, kept it under the trees. Not too bad for distance. Really happy with that distance control. Actually pitch pin high, spun back up the hill as this green actually slopes front to back. But always repair the pitch mark. If we repair them, they recover in 3 to 4 days. Really does help the course and the greenkeepers. Again, marking it out, 7 yards, 21 feet. Not too much in the slope, but it is downwind. So I'm equating for that. Just again, try to put a good stroke on it. Can we make birdie? Another good roll, another birdie chance. We keep creating chances. Green's in reg, but we take a par again. Stress-free golf. Hole 8, again we're off slightly forward tees, 340 from this tee. Off the back tees, I could look at using driver, but it's not the play here. The conifer on the right edge of the fairway, anything right of that is dead. The bunker down the left is 250. I've got my 21 degree, carries 240, 245 off the tee. The wind is down off the left, so my start line is on the bunker off the left, and let it cut back. Really good strike on that one, up in the wind, so the wind's gonna take it. Happy with that. Really happy with that tee shot. It's actually carried 260 yards and rolled out a bit. So here I've got 91 yards. Tough, tricky lie. The ball's above my feet and also sloping down towards the hole. So here I'm gonna play this as an 80-yard shot. Hit a little 3/4 58 degree to allow for the slope, but also it will deal off the club slightly. So it's all about strike here, 3/4 58. Control that distance. Really happy with that connection. All about reading that lie and reading then to choose what shot to select. Little unlucky on this one, actually pitched pin high, but downwind, there's a little downslope after the pin, so it's just run on. As you can see, very, very windy. We've got 18 feet, it's a 3% slope, and with the wind as well. So I have to factor in the slope and the wind. Again, from this distance, I'd always take a 2-putt, but we're trying to hold it as well. So put a strike on it, should come down. I think it just caught a little indentation. It's actually kicked it the other way somehow. It's gone back up the hill against the wind, but as I said, it's just winter maintenance greens, but they'll be super good in 2 weeks. Hole 9, good par 5, 508 yards, wind into off the left. Again, I'm going to use driver, so I want to get the body moving, get that central nervous system firing, ready for the driver. Choose my start line, the conifer on the left middle of the fairway, as you're looking, is my start line. You can't miss left on this hole, as you're dead Anything down the right, you'll always find the ball, but you're in trees, you could be hitting sideways, backwards, but we can't miss left. So I'm just concentrating here, trying to control that club face. Working on a little move which we'll go through in videos to come. But down the left, neutral ball flight, let the wind take it. Very close, club face just a smidge open. Good strike, but that's just gone with the wind ever so slightly. So again, the feature of today, I've just hit the semi-rough, but I'm blocked out from the green. To hit the green, which is 219 yards away, I need a 60-yard cut. The wind is off the left, so that helps. The water is about 100 yards, that's not coming into play. So I'm having to aim this away from the branches in front. The start line is the trees on the left-hand side, and I'm just going to try and cut this as much as I can with the 6-iron. Get it up there as far as I can, get it cutting. It's trying. And it's just clipped the entry, so we'll have to see where it finishes up. Ball located, so this is why we have to stay calm in golf. I've just hit that entry, it's bounced 20 yards back, but here I don't want to make bogey or worse. I want to make par. Birdie is a bonus, so I've actually got a 7-iron off this compact lie. Got a little chip and run. I've got a little gap from the edge of the bunker to the entry. That's I'm aiming it through, just try and run it up there. Really good strike on that. It's chasing up. I think it's just gone through the back of the green, but no silly mistakes. I've not left it in the bunker. As I said, it's in the rough. There's a bit of grass behind the ball. I want to be careful with this shot. I don't want any silly mistakes here. As the slope runs away, it could easily get away from me here. So I'm actually moved the ball a tiny bit back in my stance. Still got a face open, but I'm going to come in a little bit steeper, so I get as little grass between the club face and the ball as possible, as I want this ball to pop and not get away from me. So there you can see it's nice and popped. A little bit of work to do, but I take that from there. Right, little 3-4 footer. I've left myself below the hole, so I can be a bit more aggressive with this. Again, using my line. There's not much in this, so I can be firm. Almost take the break out of the equation. Rain, as you can see on the camera, is starting to come down the last couple of holes as well, so really make sure I clean that ball, put a good stroke on it, commit to my line, centre cup. Right guys, I think you've been in my head enough, so you can get out now, but I hope you enjoyed that anyway. It gives you a little insight onto the course, what I'm thinking about. I try and keep it as simple as I can. The key for me to play scratch level-ish golf is to keep the big numbers off the card as much as possible. The speed obviously definitely helps, but the last year or two I've definitely learnt to control that speed. Also, my short game has definitely improved. I don't get time to practice, but my short game IQ has definitely got a lot better over the past year, 2 years, using the different parts of the bounce. If you've learned a few things from this video, also, if you want to hit that like and subscribe, would be a big help to the channel. Also, if there's anything what you think I could be doing better, or things you would change what I was thinking out of the course, hit the comments away. I'm always looking to learn and never stop learning in this game or anything we do in life, that is for sure. But I'd definitely take that score today. 1 under par with the wind conditions. The green obviously have just had, like I said, I've had the winter maintenance, so tough to put out on there, but they're going to be really good very soon. Well, I also found today, while you guys were in my head, I wasn't in my head as much. It's actually the first time I play golf for a while where I've actually not been talking to camera. And I gotta say, I actually found it a little bit harder not talking to camera. I think what I find when I'm talking to camera, talking through the shot as I'm playing it, it's actually ingraining into my head what I want to produce for that shot. So I actually find it easy when I'm talking to camera. It's a bit weird today not talking to camera, but next time I'll be back talking to camera. But I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Anyway, till next time, see you later.